Hi everyone, Sage Topaz here. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I really appreciate it. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day and staying safe. I personally am having a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend, thank God. The weather is gorgeous. It is sunny. It is warm. It's like in the 80s. Personally, I love warm weather and I love summertime, so I'm just like enjoying the weather. It is amazing. But anyway, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Beyond Good and Evil 2 and what is going on with that game. Beyond Good and Evil 2 has been in developmental hell. And I feel so bad for Beyond Good and Evil fans. I feel so bad for y'all. So if you guys are fans of Beyond Good and Evil, or you've just heard of the game, Beyond Good and Evil was first released in 2003 by the video game company Ubisoft. It was released on the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and the GameCube, and um, it's based in the year 2435 on a planet called Planet Hillis. And it's a very innovative game. So basically, it's based on this woman called Jade, and she's a photojournalist, and there's a lot of government corruption going on, and she is basically there to expose what's going on in the corrupt government. So you control Jade, and she uses her camera and she takes photos of evidence of just really corrupt things that are going on in the government. So it was a very innovative game. It was very unique. Dead Rising, um, I think Dead Rising was released in 2006, right? And in Dead Rising, you control a character called Frank West, and Frank West is a photojournalist. And in Dead Rising, you could use Frank West and take pictures, kind of like to develop the story, to find out what's going on and what caused the zombie outbreak and all that stuff. But before Dead Rising did that whole photo gameplay thing, Beyond Good and Evil was the first to do it. So that's why it was such an innovative game. So basically, it kind of invented using the camera in a video game to take photos and use evidence to kind of develop the story and figure out what's going on and to gather up evidence. So yes, it was a very, very innovative game ahead of its time. But aside from taking photos, the gameplay also involved combat and exploration, of course. And it was just like a third-person action adventure game. So it was also puzzle solving as well, and there was also stealth. So yes, Beyond Good and Evil was definitely ahead of its time. So even though it had a very interesting story, it had great gameplay, it actually had very disappointing sales, despite the fact that it was a critically acclaimed game. So it had good reviews. Like I said, the game was very innovative. It was ahead of its time, but it had disappointing sales. And it also had a cult following as well. So it was released in 2003, and it just gained a lot of fans. So um, in 2008, Michael Ansel, who was the developer and the creator of Beyond Good and Evil, planned to release a sequel. And Beyond Good and Evil fans were so excited because, the last Beyond Good and Evil game was released in 2003. So everyone was like, yes, they're going to have a sequel. And in 2008, not only did Michael Ansel announce that he was planning on making a sequel, but they released a trailer as well. And the trailer, like, there was barely any dialogue. Like, it was just like Jade and Paige. Paige is like her adopted, I think like her adopted uncle or something like that. Um, but yeah, so Jade and Paige, they were just like in the middle of the desert, and they didn't say anything. They just showed them, and fans were so excited. Even though there was like barely any dialogue, fans were hyped up because it's like, oh my goodness, there hasn't been a Beyond Good and Evil game in 5 years, and they're finally releasing it. So the trailer came out, fans are excited, and in 2009 there was also a gameplay demo the Ubisoft released. And then after that, nothing. There was no news. Over the years, there was E3. E3 came and went. Beyond Good and Evil fans are like, okay, are we gonna get an update on the game? Silence. Nothing. So yes, so over the years, there was just, aside from that trailer that was released in 2008 and the gameplay demo in 2009, Ubisoft just had absolutely no updates on Beyond Good and Evil 2. And the fans are like, what is going on? Like, I thought they released a trailer. is there no progress on this game? So yes, so basically since 2008, Beyond Good and Evil has been in development hell. So gamers, we all know what development hell is, and basically development hell is when a video game is just being developed and it is just like stuck in development, and it can take years. Like, and the reason that developmental hell happens is because it's just all kinds of issues. Maybe there's like creative differences, maybe like the developers just they maybe like change developers, you know what I mean? So they have like different people coming and going, different staff. There can be all kinds of reasons. And unfortunately, Beyond Good and Evil 2 has been in this development hell. And I don't know when it's gonna finally come out. In 2017, remember I said the last trailer was in 2008, right? And then they released a demo in 2009. So in 2017, they released a new trailer, and the trailer was completely different from the 2008 trailer that Ubisoft released. So the trailer they released in 2017, there was this foul mouth monkey. He's like a British foul mouth monkey, and he was just like cursing all the time, and um it was just like it had a lot of action. It was just completely different from the original Beyond Good and Evil games. So yeah, the original Beyond Good and Evil, I believe it was rated a T for teen. But this new trailer just was completely different from how the game is. Like, it had a lot of curse words, and clearly you could see the direction was going from a T-rated game to an M-rated game. So yeah, so they released the trailer, and at the end of the trailer, Jade made an appearance. So that was exciting. That was at least some news for Beyond Good and Evil fans. It took like a long time, but at least they finally got a trailer. And when I saw the trailer, I think I was excited, but at the same time, I also kind of felt it was kind of weird because it was just so completely off character from the tone of the original Beyond Good and Evil. So I think that's one of the reasons why it's in development hell, because I just don't think the developers know the direction they want to go. It's almost like it started off as a teen rated game, and now it's like going to be an M rated game, and it's like it's just so all over the place. I just think they have a lot of creative differences, and they just don't know where they want to go. But anyway, so that came out, and then another year goes by. In 2018, another trailer with that same monkey appears, and it's very action packed. That you could really see like the the environments, and it looked beautiful. Like, it's a beautiful looking game. The graphics look amazing. The character design looks really great. So it had like a lot of action, and Paige, remember Paige, Jade's uncle, adopted uncle, he was in the trailer as well. So yeah, there was just a lot going on, and Jade also makes an appearance in the trailer as well. So of course the trailer comes out. The fans again are once again excited, because from it took 10 years because the first announcement of a sequel was in 2008, and over the years they finally after 10 years get another sequel in 2018. And again, no updates, nothing. 2009, E3 comes in 2019. Sorry, 2019, E3 comes. Again, Ubisoft has no news on Beyond Good and Evil 2. So, what they did, the updates that they did give about the game when the trailer came out was they were saying that Beyond Good and Evil 2 is actually going to be a prequel to Beyond Good and Evil. So for me personally, I think that sucks. Like, if I mean, I like Beyond Good and Evil, but I'm not like a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like it's not like how I love, like, I don't know, Sonic the Hedgehog, or like, I'm trying to think, the Uncharted series or something like that. Like, I like Beyond Good and Evil as a video gamer. I've heard of the series, but I never like got into the game. You know what I mean? But I've been following the development of the sequel, and I just feel so bad for like the dedicated fans of the game, because why is it a prequel? Like, fans have waited since 2003 for a Beyond Good and Evil sequel. They want the story to continue. So why are you making a prequel? Like, to me, that just doesn't make any sense. Personally, I would be so pissed off if as a fan of a game who's been waiting for like over 10 years for a sequel to continue the storyline, to see what's happening to the characters, you make it a prequel. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. And I just think that that's really, really messed up, and that's really sucks. And I don't know, like, just the lack of updates is just so frustrating. For me, who's not even a big fan, I'm frustrated. I can't imagine a fan who's been waiting all these years, how frustrated they must be. For example, right? I'm a huge fan of Jak and Daxter. I love the Jak and Daxter series. That's like one of my favorite video games of all time, right? So, um, I've been waiting for a Jak and Daxter sequel, a new Jak and Daxter sequel, right? I think the last game they made was Jak X. That was like on the PlayStation 2. And then they made The Last Frontier or something like that. And for years, I've been like, okay, when's Naughty Dog gonna make a sequel? When are they gonna make a sequel? And Naughty Dog came out and they were like, okay, we're gonna be honest. We have no plans on making a new Jak and Daxter game, right? And I was crushed, and that sucked. And the reason that they said that is because they were more focused on the Uncharted series and The Last of Us. So that was kind of like the games, the franchises that Naughty Dog was focusing on. So they were just kind of like putting Jak and Daxter on the side. And I was, like I said, it sucked because I love Jak and Daxter, and for years I've been looking forward to a sequel. But at the same time, I appreciate Naughty Dog coming out and actually updating the fans and being like, hey, don't get your hopes up because we have no plans on making a sequel. So I just kind of wish Ubisoft would do the same thing. Like, just don't be coming out like once in a while with a trailer. Don't like get the hopes of the fans up and then you just go radio silent. Like, to me, that's messed up. Like, if you're not gonna make a sequel, or if the sequel is like nowhere being made, don't come out and make it seem like a sequel is on its way out, but it's not. So yeah, Ubisoft, like, they really, really need like a better publicist team, because yeah, the way they've been hyping up their fans and then disappointing them it really sucks. Oh, by the way, Jak and Daxter, I was disappointed that they weren't coming out with a sequel, but I'm also relieved because they kind of released, I forget what year it was, but Naughty Dog, they kind of like, they were making some sketches, just kind of like playing around with some ideas. So they released some sketches of a new Jak and Daxter game that they were thinking of making, and thank God they never came out with that game. Because the sketches, personally, I thought they looked terrible. Like, they looked horrible. Like, Jak and Daxter is like a fun, cartoony kind of game. I mean, it got kind of dark in Jak 2 and 3, but it was still cartoony, right? But the new sketches, they were trying to make Daxter look more realistic, and I don't know, it just looked a lot more serious. I hated the sketches. I didn't like the way the sketches look. So I'm happy that they scrapped that. If they're making a Jak and Daxter series in the future, hopefully very soon, I just hope that they keep the character designs that they did back in the day. Kind of like, they've been making some Crash Bandicoot games, and they've kept the way Crash looks. So I just hope that they keep the way the Jak and Daxter and Kira and all the other characters look like. But anyway, so back on what was I saying? Yes, so back to Beyond Good and Evil 2. Yes. Another other bad news for Beyond Good and Evil fans. So Michael Ansel, the creator of Beyond Good and Evil, he left Ubisoft. So this is bad news for the fans because, again, this game has been in developmental hell since 2008. And now the creator, the brain of this series, has left. So Ubisoft, despite that, Ubisoft came out and they were like, "Oh, don't worry, that they're gonna give an update of Beyond Good and Evil to sometime in 2021." We're in May 2021. So they said that they might come out with some news about the game, I guess later this year. Personally, I'm not keeping my hopes up. I really, really hope that they actually keep their word, and I hope that not only do they give an update on the game, but I actually hope that they actually are in the process of releasing this damn game. I mean, this is ridiculous. So, I checked the news, and reports still say that it is in development. It's still in development. So, yeah, like I said, I feel so bad for Beyond Good and Evil fans, and yeah, it's a shame because, like I said, Beyond Good and Evil, when it came out, it was just the game was just so ahead of its time. It was just a very unique game. The storyline was great. You know, just had a lot of interesting characters. It was very unique. It was a really great game, and it was so good that despite, like I said, despite the sales being disappointing, it still gained a cult following. So I just really hope that the fans, the loyal fans who have waited all these years, finally get a sequel. And personally, I hope that it's not a prequel. I really hope that they progress the story forward so we can see what's happened to Jade. We can see what's happened to Paige. Paige, I think I mispronounced his name. Anyway, Jade's uncle. Yeah, so I really hope that, Ubisoft actually makes some progress because the fans of Beyond Good and Evil, they have waited long enough. They've been patient long enough. Yeah, so it really sucks. It really sucks when a game is in development hell. Another game that's in development hell has also been Dead Island. Maybe I might make a video about that, but Dead Island 2 has been in development hell for forever. So yeah, but I also checked the news on that, and they say it's still being released. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, so hopefully Ubisoft gets it together. Y'all need to figure out what you want to do and you need to release this game. Come on, release the game. Your fans have waited long enough. So that's what I wanted to talk about. So yes, that's the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Bye.